Right then, the one you've been waiting for, junior strength training for sport, aesthetics and general health. It's also perfect for adults new to strength training too. It's a 6 to 8 week program based on 2 to 3 times per week. You'll need a set of dumbbells and the floor. It's a follow along guide of the 7 exercises. Any problems, anything you're not sure about, comment below. Exercise number 1 is split squats. So we're mostly working thighs, your butt, bit of hamstrings, bit of abs. But with all of these exercises, I want you to make sure that technique is as good as you can get it. You should never train in pain. And for each exercise, I want the first set to be pretty comfortable. You're getting used to the techniques, you're checking the intensity. So for our first one with split squats, we're going to set up with a long stride, about hip width apart. In that position, we're then going to go soft knees, so just bend them slightly. We're going to push your hips back a little bit and your chest forwards. And we're going to maintain this spine angle throughout. You're going to squeeze your abs, so your abs are braced. And then when we have weights in hand, you're also going to set your upper body so your back is braced, keeping everything strong up top. From that position, we're just going to control down, feeling like most of the resistance, most of the weight is on that front leg, steady back up again. You get weird and wonderful things sometimes with these. People using their lower backs to twerk back up. We're looking for maintenance of this good spine angle. So once we're set in that position, I'll show you from the front. We're making sure we've got soft knees, hips are back, abs are tight, lats are on. We're controlling down, mostly through the front leg. The back knee can touch the floor, and then steady up, arms wherever you feel comfortable. If your balance is a little bit off, you can hold on to something, but just for balance. Try not to use your hand for help. Now, repetitions and sets wise, we're looking at 8 to 12 repetitions to be a challenge, and we're going to do 3 sets on each leg, resting enough to be able to work hard on the next set. And enough is different for everybody. Anything from 30 seconds to 2 minutes is absolutely fine. But as that recovery comes down, you're not going to be able to have as great an output of effort in the next set. So judge your rest accordingly. Again, any problems, just comment below and we can clean those up. The aim with the intent is for you to control down and then you're going to drive back up. Now with weights in hand, you'll be a little bit slower. With body weight, you might be a little bit faster. So what we're after is 8 to 12 tough repetitions, feeling like you're working at about an 8 out of 10 intensity or 80% of what you could do. You do not need to go to absolute fatigue on any of these exercises. We're working hard, we're not going to fatigue. We want you to feel good the next day, not destroyed. So we're performing our repetitions. Our first round is body weight, 8 to 12 on one side, then 8 to 12 switch to the other. If that feels okay and you feel like you're less than an 8 out of 10, you can then grab some dumbbells for the next set. So with these dumbbells, we've got some adjustable ones here. Very easy to just unscrew these and change the weight. If you're using dumbbells, start light and then gradually build up from there. But when we've got our dumbbells in hand, they'll actually help a bit with the balance. So again, we're soft knees, hips back, stomach tight, controlling down, and then steady back up from there. We're coming up quicker than we go down. So again, once you've done your quota of reps, you can take a little breather, move on to the next one. Once you've done your 3 sets, move on to the next section. Next exercise, we are doing regular squats. Now we've done our split squat, so there's going to be a little bit of fatigue in there. We're now moving on to regular squats. So with this one, it's a very similar setup. We're going to bend your knees slightly, going to push your hips back and your chest forwards. When we're doing body weight, you can go arms out front as well, just to act as a little counterbalance. From that position then, once you're set, abs are tight, neutral spine, we're just going to control down. Thighs about horizontal is a good target for body weight, and then steady back up. If you've got any limitations along the way, ankles, knees, hips, things feeling a bit tight, you feel you can't get that low, drop a comment below and we'll see if we can clean that up. If there are some common comments, we'll see if we can do another video to help to clean those up. But let's assume that we're all okay doing these regular body weight squats. We'll go 8 to 12, and then once you've had your rest, we need to load it up with some weight. Now we've got options here. We can go for the same dumbbell setup that we had with our split squats before. Soft knees, hips back, chest forwards, weights by your sides. If that's your preferred move, we can do that. We can go as heavy as you need to to make 8 to 12 feel tough again, like about 80% of your max. Or we can change the grip and go what's called a goblet grip. So with this grip, we'd look to have your elbows tucked into the weight, pulling the weight into your chest, and that's going to stay touching the front of your chest. And then from there, soft knees, hips back, controlling down from there. If that's your preferred squat, that's absolutely fine. Again, we're looking for 8 to 12 to be a challenge, 3 sets with enough rest, something from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and then we move on. Push-ups, the most butchered exercise in the world. We want you to develop some upper body pushing strength. Now, in order to be able to push hard for your sport or to develop some chest and shoulder muscles, we want the rest of your body to be in a good neutral position to allow the shoulders to be able to work from. So in this case, with the push-up, we want you to feel like you're in a plank position. So we're going to set you up. Hands can go whichever width you feel comfortable with. So we'll look at the lower back and the legs first. We'll try for straight legs. And then with the lower back, we're just looking for a very neutral curve to that lower back. We don't want too much curve under or too much rounding the other way, somewhere in between. And then being aware that your stomach muscles are contracting, you can feel them drawing in slightly, and that's holding all of that together in neutral. So once we've got that sensation on, the next position to look for is what's happening with the shoulders. We don't want you loading up into your shoulders and your neck. That can lead to longer term problems going forwards. And also we're not going to feel the chest as much. So what I want you to feel is your shoulders are going to hunch, and then they're going to reverse hunch. These shoulders are going to come down and back. You're going to feel like your lats are engaged and your arms are pushing from rib height or armpit height. That's going to be our sensation pushing from there, not up top. Now you may think you can do 20, 25, 30 push-ups. Let's see you do proper push-ups with the abs and lower back, the shoulders set, and then we're going to control all the way down. So your chest is going to touch the floor, and then we're going to push back up from there. Good lower back, legs tight, touch down, steady back up. 8 to 12 of those times 3 is very good. If and when that becomes easy, we can start to load that up either with some band resistance, or we can grab the dumbbells and start doing some presses from the floor. Let me know when they get too easy. We are moving on to horizontal pulling. With this exercise, you're pulling weights towards you. Now in a gym, you can do seated rows with cables and machines. At home, we're going to do it with dumbbells. Now we're going to have that same shoulder setup that we had with the push-ups, feeling like the shoulders are down and back. We've got some connection with the lats, the shoulders and arms are down, not hunching into shoulders. And then with the lower body, we're going to have knees bent like you were going into a squat, but then keeping this neutral spine, keep feeling like it's relatively straight. Use a mirror if you can. We're going to push your hips back until we feel like your spine is down to about 45 degrees. And again, those shoulders are down and back. You'll probably find that your knuckles are about to your kneecaps with this straight line through your spine. You'll be forming a triangle between arm, spine, and leg. Now, once you're in that position, that's going to be our rowing position with our dumbbells. So we're going to start light, as light as your dumbbells can go. So just the handles is fine to begin with. So let's just go through that again. Shoulders, we're making sure that they're not hunched, so down and back. Soft knees, stomach tight. Push your hips back until knuckles go to about kneecap. Check in the mirror that you've got that triangle with your stomach tight, shoulders down. And then the position from there that we want to find is elbows go back as they go up. Squeeze between your shoulder blades, steady back down, and trying to find that kneecap knuckle position again. And squeeze again there. We're looking for 8 to 12 to be a challenge. Keep it slow and controlled with these. If when you get to your 8 to 12 at 80% of your effort, it feels too easy, then you can go a little bit heavier, but stay on the side of caution with this one. Start light, slowly build up. Once you're done with your 3 sets, move on. Our next move is the shoulder press. So again, we're going with dumbbells. We're going to start light and we're going overhead, working mostly into shoulders, obviously, but then also some triceps. There's a bit of back, there's a bit of abs, there's a little bit of legs as well. So the positions we're after is whichever stance, first of all, you feel most comfortable with. I'm going to go split stance, knees soft, squeezing the abs. So in this position, I'm in control of what's happening with my pelvis, with my lower back. Again, we're looking for neutral as much as possible, which is pretty close to a straight spine. What we don't want is this lower back arching, having to lean back, we're then turning it into a chest press, and we've already done that on the floor. So we're going to set the positions, everything neutral, squeeze those abs. Just check first of all with just your hands, no weight, but as you take your arms above your head, everything feels okay through your neck, your shoulders, your lower back. We don't want compensations where we're arching that lower back or we're having to twist and wriggle on the way up. So start very light and then build up from there. So if everything does feel okay with that one, once we're set up, soft knees, tummy tight, you're slowly going to curl them into position. Then you can either have palms parallel to one another or palms facing forward, whichever feels most comfortable, it doesn't matter. From that position, we're slowly up. You can come in slightly and then steady down. You don't need to go all the way in and then bang the weights, that's fine. So what we're after is steady up, little pause, steady back down, squeezing those abs the whole time, slow and steady all the way with this one. Once you've done your quota of reps, take a little breather in between, 3 sets of those, and then we're moving on. Nearly there, 2 exercises to go. So this penultimate exercise, bicep curls. We want arms that can look good and perform well in your sport. We're going to keep it super simple. Dumbbell bicep curls, really easy to perform. So again, we're going to start light. We have options here as well with the grip and the stance, whichever feels most comfortable. We're going to squeeze your abs to stop any swinging as well. So going to stay pretty rigid with the body. You can either go with a hammer grip, which is feeling like your palm faces in the whole time, or we can turn that palm forwards. Again, doesn't matter too much with bicep development. I'm going to go palms forwards. So with this one, we're going to go soft knees, and I'll show you from the side because the spine angle is important here. Soft knees, hips back, just a touch, chest forwards. Now from that position, you can feel like your arms are just hanging. As you perform this curl, what I want you to be mindful of here is that your elbow stays where it is. If we let the elbow come forwards, we're resting the muscle at the top. What we want is a good amount of tension the whole way through. So at the top, you're going to squeeze. You'll probably find that your forearm is closer to horizontal than vertical. But in this case, we're really working the bicep the whole way through this range of motion. So we're steady down to straight arms. Squeeze the bicep at the top. Slowly down from there. 8 to 12 repetitions to feel really tough. Changing the weight accordingly. Rest enough to feel good for that next set. You can change the weights to make it as tough as you like, so long as you finish in that 8 to 12 at 80%. Okay. Final exercise, we're going to do tricep kickbacks. So we're going to do single arms with these. So you do one side, then the other. The technique, the position we're going to get into is the same as the bent over row. So we're going soft knees, shoulders down, hinge until knuckles are at kneecaps. Now in this position, instead of just pulling from that position that we had with the row, you're going to tuck the elbow up to your side, squeeze it to your side, so that when you straighten your arm is horizontal. Now the weight is obviously going to be held in your hand. All of the effort then is put into your triceps. So it's a very effective exercise if done well, if kept strict. What we don't want is a load of swinging and momentum. So we're going to go from hand on knee, that's going to help with the posture, pulling that elbow up and tucking it in. Now from that position, keep squeezing your abs, shoulder down and back, going to extend that arm to straight and horizontal, and then steady back down. Big squeeze at the top, steady down. This will be a lighter weight than what you're doing for biceps. I will assume I've done 8 to 12 there. It will be a lighter weight than biceps. It's pretty acute with that one, which is what we want. You can rest while the other one's working, so you don't need to rest too much between these as you chop and change. Any problems at all with any of this, let me know in the comments. Happy to answer that or make any new videos to fine tune with techniques. We haven't covered abs in this workout. We haven't covered any jumping or athletic movements. that will come in the next video. Get stuck in, let me know, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. Let me know how it's going.